Hello traders, and welcome to a new video on my trading analysis site. The first video that I did on this was more just an overview of what the site is. Today's video is going to have a focus on Bitmex sentiment. So what you're going to be looking at today is the actual position data and position change in Bitmex over time. Now the way that this was calculated is not how some sites do it, where it's just market volume and market buy volume, market sell volume. That is not position data. What we did is we combined open interest changes, meaning changes in how many positions there are actually on Bitmex, the open interest of the futures, and we combined that with market buy and market sell volume to the second, so that we could track every single change in longs and shorts over a set period of time. So without further ado, today we're going to take a deep dive into an analysis of are Bitmex longs and shorts traders that A, we want to trade with, trade in the same direction as, B, trade against, or C, the data itself is insignificant, we probably shouldn't use it. So in today's video, let's answer that A, B, or C. All right. What you're looking at down here are the net shorts and the net longs for XBT USD. This is on the 4-hour time frame. Now what you see in green, guys, is the change in longs, and what you see in orange is the change in shorts. So an up spike like this means that many shorts entered. A down spike in this means many shorts exited. Up spike like this means many longs entered, and a down spike means many longs exited. Now there's something pretty cool about this. Let me show you guys something. Just about every time there was a large change in the longs or shorts, it would have been better to take the other side of the trade. Let me show you guys exactly what I mean. Okay, first example here, you can see that we have a large increase in shorts. Where's that? Yeah, at the market bottom. Okay, example 2. What do we see here? I just saw lots of shorts exit and lots of longs entered. After lots of longs entered, what happened? Well, price went from a high at 12.8K, just about, and it dropped down to a low of about 12.1K, a $700 price drop, just about. Why? Well, we saw many longs enter, and we saw many shorts exit, and those shorts who exited had to be punished, and the longs who entered had to be liquidated, so price went down. Even more beautiful, look at this. We see price bottoms out here, right? And then we see a massive increase in shorts. Massive increase in the orange. With all these shorts entering, what does the market do? Oh, it goes up from 12.1K up to a high here of 13.2K. So this would have been a great spot for us to enter into a long position. And there's more. Oh wait, there's more. Yeah, look at this, guys. So the market began to climb down, right? Then what do we see? Many Bitmex longs had actually entered right there. What did the market do? Did this doji candle become a market reversal? No. The market kept going down to screw over the Bitmex longs who had just entered. Now you see that the one time, actually not one time, because many shorts had exited on this candle right here. And what happened directly after many shorts exited? Well, the market moved down. And all those shorts were like, why did I exit? The market moved lower. Because this actually did go from a high of 11.64K, so 11,640, down to a low of 10.93K. So pretty significant price drop. And these shorts got screwed over. There's more. You can see that the most prominent long entry was here, and then the market just tanked. We see a lot of longs enter right here, and the market just kind of falls. This would have been just such a good place to short, especially after this consolidation here. Yeah, shorting would have been great. All these longs entering was a very good sign to trade against them, as evil as that is. Now, I would say my favorite signal of all of these, or probably my second favorite, this is probably my favorite. My favorite one that I saw in the 4-hour time frame is look at this. So the market moved up a bit, and then we began to see some indecision doji candles, right? Well, what we saw was lots of longs exited. So many longs had exited. You can see that dip right there in the green, right? Lots of longs exited. The by far largest exit between longs and shorts was the longs right here. What happened directly after all those longs exited? What happened? Well, I'll tell you this. Price went from a low of 96.80. Oh, that was the thunder. That was like perfect timing. Like perfect timing of that thunder. Oh my god. Okay. Price went down from a low of 96.80 up to a high. What is that high? 10.776, so 10,770. So about, what is that, 1,000? Yeah, so almost like actually a little bit over $1,000 price jump after all of those longs had exited. And we can also look this on the 60-minute. And if in this site, this part of the site is right here. It's a new part of the site that I'm loving to look at. It's more long-term sentiment data. Now, it's the 4th tab here. It can be a little bit buggy at times, so I do want to warn you guys. And you may need to refresh that a few times because this is still in beta. And as this loads, which I think it is loading on the 60-minute, if you want access to the site, what I've done is I didn't want to just give this site access to everyone. The reason for that, I like doing that. I've done that for basically every single site that I've shared has been just for everyone. But for this, if everyone starts using a tool like this, and especially if everyone starts using a tool like liquidations, then the edge itself kind of diminishes. So I wanted to give select access to only traders who had gotten my guides. And I know some people in the comments and some people are kind of like angry about that, which I totally understand. You know, you may be like, hey, why don't I have access, da, 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 which is totally fair. It's just that I didn't want to give access to everyone because I wanted this to not be just an open tool that everyone uses and the site crashes or just it doesn't work anymore. I wanted to give it to those who really wanted it. And if you really want it, then there is a way to get it. Get one of my guides and you have access to the beta version of this. Okay, so moving on, let's go look at some other ones, and this is a little bit more shorter time frame. The first one that I see, I don't know if you guys can see it, but orange shorts, remember. We see some shorts exit, and then we see a lot of shorts entering. Millions of shorts entering, and price rises. I mean, as simple as that. And with this, guys, I'm only looking at the big changes. I'm not really looking at like the small, minuscule changes. I'm just looking at the big ones. So when we saw lots of shorts enter, that was just probably a very good time to just buy. And yeah, price went from, what was it, 12.3 to like 13.3. So that would have been pretty good. All right, let's look at another one. We saw lots of longs enter here. I think that was the largest entry of longs happened right there. And price just fell apart after all those longs entered. A lot of longs entered at the open of about 11.08, so 11,085. And then price fell to a low and probably liquidated every single one of them, or the majority of them, when price went down to a low of 9,850. As evil as that is, all those longs entered, yeah, they get screwed over. And then you can see here again, so many longs that exited right there, and price just keeps rising. Oh, that was. Do you guys hear that? I don't know if you guys can hear the thunder, but damn, that's so cool. And it's perfectly on time too, because we're looking at how Bitmex traders are getting screwed over sentiment-wise. So yeah, so lots of longs had exited here, and prices kept going up. Then we actually see lots of shorts exit. And I will say, typically when lots of shorts exit, I expect the market to go down. The market went a little bit higher, then began to come down. But here may have not have been the best trade if you had seen many longs exit. So you enter into a long trade, and then you see many shorts exit. So maybe you close your long trade, enter a short. That might not have worked out great. So that spot may have been a little bit tough. One spot that would have actually been very good is this massive decrease in the shorts. You can see that massive decrease in the orange line. Massive decrease in shorts, and the price just goes down. I mean, price went from a high, let's just do the high to low. Price went from a high of 10,740 down to a low of 10,100. So very, very good price increase. And then we just saw, again, lots of shorts decrease. So we'll see what happens with that. So this is just something that I really love to look at. Another thing that's even more shorter term is cumulative aggressive longs and shorts. So guys, this is the same exact data, except two things are different when I show this to you. Two things are different. One, it's a shorter time frame. We're looking at the past 6 hours, and the candlesticks themselves, I believe, are 5 minute or 1 minute. Yeah, the candlesticks themselves are just 1 minute. And the second change is that you're looking at cumulative longs and shorts. The previous chart that I was showing you for the last 9 minutes was net longs and shorts, so the increase and decrease in longs and shorts on one candle, such as one 4-hour candle, one 1 hour candle, so on. This is tracking the overall change of longs and shorts. Now, one strategy that I found has actually worked pretty well is trading against the dominant sentiment. Look at this. There are more shorts here. Red is shorts, green is longs. There are more shorts here, right? And price rose. There were more longs here, right? And price fell. Then we see a massive decrease in the longs, and the shorts stay steady. Massive decrease in longs, yeah, that would have been a beautiful time to buy right there, wouldn't have been. Then again, we see, oh, the longs finally take over here, right? Yeah, that's a good time to sell. That was the market top. Now we see over here, over time, we can see more shorts than longs here. This right here may have not been a terrible time to buy at around 10.3K and just sell around 10.4K. Why do I say that? Well, 10.4K, we finally see more longs than shorts. And when we see more longs and shorts, you can see that that could have worked out for a nice little short right there. You can also look at this cumulative aggressive longs and shorts, or another way you can look at it is net shorts and net longs. So when that loads, I'll show you guys that. That, again, isn't showing cumulative change over time. It's just isolating one candlestick or one 1 minute candlestick here. And we can use that to screen for just large increases or large decreases in long and shorts so that we can trade against them, because 90% of traders lose money. And if we do the opposite of what the 90% do, over time, our edge is probably going to be quite high. And that's just the name of the game. So trading against Bitmex sentiment, I have found, I said A, B, or C, which one's true? So far, I found B to be true. That trading against these traders is just, especially when we have this data access, trading against these traders does work. All right. Is this guy going to load? It's again, like I said, this site is in beta. The information is great, but just like the loading can be a little bit buggy, but we are going to fix that. Ooh, wow, look at this. Massive decrease in the longs here, right at the bottom. Yeah, that makes sense. Massive, massive, massive decrease in the longs. And that's one thing that I like to do with this, is to just screen for large decreases and then take the other side. So many longs had exited here. Great time to really buy. You can see many shorts had exited here. And this would have been a decent time to really short-term scalp. What else happened? I can even do this over 12 hours. Just to see as much data as possible, because we were looking at 6 hours, and this is going to be 1 minute candlesticks for the past 12 hours, and we're going to see all of the large moves that had happened. And I'm going to try to keep this video under 15 minutes. I think I can do it, and still cover enough ground to show you guys cumulative, longs and shorts, net longs and shorts, and more important than that, just why this works is my goal to explain to you guys, and also what I said about the data access, that I'm restricting it to only those who get my guides, which are linked in the description below, if you want to be one of the accessors of this beta site. There we go. Perfect. Oh, yeah. And that's the one I was going to talk about. Look at this. The decrease in shorts here, right where that vertical line is, would have been a great time to short. Yeah. Oh, and look at this. The decrease in longs here. I'm gonna hover over that. Massive decrease in longs that happened a long time ago. Where did it happen? Yeah, at the very market bottom. Any other large decreases that I didn't look at? Well, this one we already looked at. This was the large decrease in longs. That would have been a great time to buy. So really, these large decreases in longs and shorts, and net longs and shorts, this is one strategy that you can use, and it seems like it's pretty high probability, But of course, use it yourself, test it out, test it with low capital, test it with demo trading, before you just go full force into using this. And then this is very short term. This is just looking at the past hour, so this data might not be as significant, but you can still see pretty cool things where it's like there's a large decrease in shorts here, and then the market went down from a high of 10,459 to a low of 10,406. So not like a massive decrease, but large decrease in shorts did mean that the market had to go down. Any other interesting points? No, not really. Maybe the past 2 hours, but the market has been pretty boring these past few hours, so there really obviously isn't going to be too much interesting data because there wasn't that much volatility or Bitmex craziness as we sometimes see. Well, this is a little bit better looking and more interesting for me now. Yeah, you can see some decreases in shorts here before the market kind of just began to go down. Makes sense. Any large increases that we want to talk about? Yeah, here. There's a large increase in longs, and the market went up a little bit, then screwed them over, went down. A large increase in, well, this isn't even really a large increase, but there's a large increase in shorts here. What happened? Market went down a little bit. Yeah, then it went up and screwed all those guys over. All right, so that's going to be it for this video because I just hit 15 minutes. These two tabs that I was showing you here, this guy and this guy, is how you access this kind of information, okay? And there's also all of these indicators here that we have on the site. I'm just scrolling through some of these, and you can pause the video and read these indicators if you want. Funding, every single kind of order depth imaginable. I mean, look at this. We have information on specific altcoins. We have information on, you know, look at this. Just have to keep scrolling, and you can global pressure of order book pressure. And if you guys have any suggestions about how to make the site better, and you do have access to the site, by all means, just private message me, and we can talk about how we can make the site better, because your feedback is always very, very welcome, so that we can make you guys more money, and that just the tool's better in general. You know, oh, oops. XRP MDR. I don't know why I'm scrolling through all these, but just to show you guys, if anyone's interested in finding, you know, what exactly is on the site, I'm answering that question of what's exactly on the site. You know, open interest delta, number of buys, number of sells. So that's actually interesting. That's how many buys and sells are actually happening, not just market buy volume and not just market sell volume, but the amount of sells and the amount of market buys. Okay, am I getting to the bottom soon? There we go, finally. So then you have things like, yeah, this number of sells on Bitcoin, number of buys on Bitcoin, number of the number of trades, which is another way of looking at volume, the funding rate. You know, if I just type that in, funding, you can see that here, and so on. All right, guys, that's gonna be it for this video. I am in love with Bitmex sentiment. I find it much stronger than Bitfinex sentiment, because in previous videos of mine, I had talked about trading against Bitfinex sentiment, but Bitmex is the largest crypto derivatives exchange in the world. And the amount of trading that happens on the exchange daily is absurd. And I find that trading against these traders does tend to work better. What am I trying to say? Does tend to work better than it doesn't. I don't know how to phrase that. All right, guys. If you have any other questions, feel free to email me. Feel free to PM me. If you want to know how you can get access to this, or you don't really understand how to get access to it, email me or PM me, and we'll go from there. But with that, happy trading sentiment, and I'll see you guys soon.